Hey folks, hi, this is Gigi. Hope you're all doing well. And it is Friday. We're here for another Monday trip, a little conversation, or maybe a lot of conversation. Having a cold brew today. There you go. Chica chica. Weather's kind of crazy out here right now. It's been rainy, but let's go ahead and cut some money. We're going to talk about the week. I didn't get to watch the Golden Bachelor this week, so no input about that. Just had a busy week. No Vegas. My sister has some work stuff going on, so that didn't work out. But anyway, still had a busy week, a good week, a lot of surprises. And let's go ahead and count how much money I'm going to be dropping here, and then we'll go from there. All right? All right, folks. Here we go.
We're getting ready, getting ready at the dance floor. So turn the lights on.
So I hope you're all doing well. So let's see here. See how much money we're going to be having here. So we are dropping 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 106. That's not bad. We don't get paid until Wednesday, so it's always good when we have a little bit of money. Go ahead and drop for this midweek drop because teeth are coming, and so is Christmas. 106, and of course we're gonna have a quote today. But I hope you're doing well. I hope your week has been good. Let's see, Monday we kind of hung out because I was thinking that we're going to be going to Vegas. Tuesday, I had such a nice visit. My son picked him up from the airport because he was flying in for there he is right there, Big Dog. He was flying in for a conference up at Flagstaff. So he asked if his mom and Big Dog could pick him up and take him up, because we would pick him up from the Phoenix airport and drive him up to Flagstaff. It was nice. It was a nice drive. It's nice when you're able to see your adult kids, but it's also nice when you're able to see your adult kids and they seem to be in a good space, a good spot. I was just so, we had a nice visit and I was just so glad I was able to see him. And then on the way back, me and Big Dog had a nice smoke. I had an Olivia, a nice cigar. So it was really, the moon was so, I guess that was a super moon. So what a drive back. That was really cool. So anyway, let's see here. 15 here. Save a little bit here. Go ahead and put that there. And then that was Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, Big Dog had another fitting for his butter plate. So that's going well. And of course, we're going to be dropping some money here, so let's go ahead and wait for that after. We will drop 15 here. And then Thursday, of course, I did a little shopping with my mom. It was a good day. It was a little rainy, not too bad. We made it home before it really got too bad. And then Friday, there's a little clip of what we did. Friday, we went and took Luna to get blessed. Then there's a saint in the Catholic Church. The Catholics, I think, are maybe one of the few religions that have saints. And this is the card they gave us at the event. And it's a blessing of the animals. And this is Saint Francis. I guess we consider him a saint of but he's the one that I guess felt that all of the animals were God's creatures, so to speak. So anyway, we went there, and let me go ahead and read what's on the back here. A blessing of the animals. Blessed are you, Lord God, maker of of all living creatures, according to your plan. May we always praise you for all your beauty in creation. Blessed are you, Lord our God, and all your creatures. Amen. So I didn't realize they had given a little medal and a little card. Big Dog had it. And I forgot to show you this. But this little clip, it was really nice. Father Penty was there. Okay, this event was actually held at the cemetery, a funeral home that I worked at, which is Mountain View out in Mesa. They always have all kinds of events there, which is a little bit different for cemeteries. But it is really kind of neat. That's kind of what I want to talk about. after we drop the money here. So here's 15. I already colored the teeth, so this is growing here. And we were also going to put some money in Big Dog's little bank here is 5. Let's see here, I got change over here. So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about, you know, about how, and I'm going to say in regards to pets, I'm going to refer to dogs because that's what I have. I have a dog, and that's what I've had. I've had dogs. So let's see, do I have any ones in here? Yes. So here's 2. I had a 10 in here. I thought I had a 10. Yeah, there it goes. There's 2, there's 8. Okay, so there we go. And because they are an important part of our life. So let's go ahead and go here. And we are going to drop, let's see what I got here, 50. Let me see here, 50. Keep up, people, 50. 51, 52, 53, 54. Yeah, I got 54 here. And so that means we've got something here for Christmas. Can you believe it's already going to be the middle of October? Wow. 24? Oh yeah, 24 here. So we'll go ahead and drop that here. So it's nice. They had treats for the dogs and some type of toys for the dogs as well. So, and the weather, I wasn't quite sure we were going to be able to make it because it looked like it was going to rain. But no, it was overcast, but it was nice. I mean, compared to the 100-degree temperatures we've been having, it was nice. So that worked out well. Go ahead and put that in here. Let me just say, I did make use of our Prime Day. Took out $250 from here because we were able to get a mattress off of Prime Day, got off of Amazon. So that should be coming. So I did take that out of the Christmas money because that's actually for our guests that are coming at Christmas time. So that's good. That's nice. And now we are going to go to the, ready? Are you ready, folks? Are you ready for this? Here we go. It likes to work better during the day. It didn't like the nighttime last night. Listen, my little ghost. Woo! There's a brand new Target. I think I heard someplace it's supposed to be the largest Target store in Arizona. So it's out here in Santan Valley. So that opened up. So me and my mom, there was a soft opening. So me and my mom hit that on Thursday. Okay, so let's see. 54 here. Let me go ahead and do this. So we'll go ahead and do that. You know, when my boy was flying on Tuesday, he sent a clip. Well, no. When he was flying into Phoenix. Let me start over. When he was flying into Phoenix. Well, of course, because we were picking him up. Look it wasn't really busy. I'm thinking,
Phoenix Airport. Go to government.
maybe it had a little bit of effect on that. Let's just crazy.
Not
Pretty
quite.
much going on right now. What are you going to do?
Wow.
Okay, so here we go. Let's get my pen. Let me get my trusty calculator. And today is 10/10. And we're doing 54. So we are dropping. And it looks like Big Dog has go in another 2 weeks to get another setting. If it's good, then that might be the final. But I'm thinking it might go in for more time. And so then that would take us all the way into November. And then November, the process that he's going through right now in regards to the bottom, that's what will be going through the top. So in reality, he may not actually have his full set and final probably till the beginning of the year. As much as I would like for him to have him sooner, it gives me a little more time. 609 plus 54 is 1663. That's good. And today we have saved 4520 plus 54 is 4574. That's great. Let's see here. You know, we almost got this full. And we actually have some extra money here because I got an extra roll right here. So that's really pretty good. Oh, yeah, I'm pleased with that. So I'm thinking when he gets paid, I'm going to do an 80. I want to drop an 80 in here somewhere. And maybe we can do it 2 times during the week so I can get these big numbers out of the way. And then I'll just have like 40 and 60. But I got to get these 80s taken care of. Do you know what I mean? All right, very cool. So there we go. That was neat. All right. So now, let's go ahead. I think that's it for right now. Now we're going to go ahead. Are you ready, folks? You ready? Okay, here we go. You ready? Go for the quote of the week. Let me go ahead and get it here. And it has to do with dogs. Because, I went to the pet blessing and, it's not something I've had some dogs and my parents I grew up with dogs, they grew up with cats, but it's not something that we actually did as far as having our pets blessed. But when I started working at this funeral home, this was an event that they would have. And it was kind of like, okay. And the first time we had gone, we had actually taken our jet to go ahead and be blessed. And I thought it was really kind of cool. Father Pente comes out and he blesses the animals. When I was working there, we'd have snakes and guinea pigs and rats and dogs and the gamut of whatever pets that people would have. They would come by and have them blessed. And they usually have little treats and so on. Depending on the weather will determine how big the event was. But it was actually a pretty cool event that they had there. So being that we had our Luna, I told Big Dog, since I was home, we didn't go to Vegas after all, I told him I want to go ahead and take Luna in to get blessed as long as it's not raining. So the weather was fine. It was like a little overcast, but it was nice. So we went ahead and went over there, and what I'm finding is this dog, Jet. I think I learned, like I said before, Jet taught me how to be a better dog owner. I've had a dog before that was Dana, a smart dog, but I think I could have been a much better dog owner with her. She was, me and my first husband had gotten her from my mom when she was just a pup. And my kids kind of grew up with her till they were probably about 9 and 13 because it really hit them hard. So she lived a long life. She was probably about 15 years old. And then with Jet, I wasn't used to an inside dog. Jet was an inside dog. She was the first one we had that was an inside dog. Bruce was used to that. But in Arizona, you don't want to be leaving your dogs outside when it's under 15. But she was a bigger dog to me, and I had to learn how to not be afraid of her and how to be comfortable around her. And she was just a sweetheart of a dog. So that made that easy. And then when I retired, I had been wanting to get a dog for some time. And when I saw this, so I was kind of looking but not looking. But when I saw this picture that was on a Facebook page for Apache Junction animal control, I knew I had to see this dog. So we went down there, and as soon as I saw her, she was just like Jet. They weren't right in front. She was kind of like maybe a quarter deep into the little kennel that they had there. But I looked at her and I thought, I think that's my dog. So we went and brought her out, and she was only 6 months old, a pup, and she was quite excited, jumping all over the place. But she was she was a cute little pup. And I knew I wanted a small dog. And then, but it was we could not bring her home unless Jet approved of her. So we went back home, brought the Jet, and they have an area that they bring the dogs out, so like a meet and greet with the other dog. And Jet came out, and they had a pool there. Luna comes out, and Jet, mind you, they're both females. Jet lifts her legs and pees in the pool. And the lady says, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's fine. All the dogs do that." Oh, okay. I was surprised. This is a female. What are you doing? I guess you want to make sure I'm the alpha dog. But Jet was so good with her. There's a little clip of them playing. Because sometimes Luna was just relentless and poor Jet. Always jumping and playing and biting. And she's just a puppy. But Jet was such a good pup. That's how I ended up bringing Luna into my studio to kind of give Jet a break. And that's how Luna's gotten used to just kind of hanging out in here with me for most of the day when I'm in here. But anyway, I've noticed since we've lost Jet, Luna has kind of settled down. I'm sure it's part of it because, Jet's not here, but also Luna's now going to be 1.5 years. We had her a year actually last month, and she's been a really good addition to the family, and I'm glad that she has been here as we went through the loss with our Jet. But anyway, this is a quote that I found about dogs, and keeping it in line in regards to the event that we went yesterday, because I'm finding this to be very true. So here you go. Dogs are proof that some souls come to us already perfect. They don't need words to teach us loyalty, love, or forgiveness. They carry it in their wagging tails and warm eyes. They're not just pets. They're reminders that in a world full of chaos, there's something pure and profoundly special. And I think that's true, because our dogs do become special to us. And I think what was happening yesterday was a time for us to be able to take the time and express appreciation for our pets, for the companionship that they provide and the love they also express to us. What's she doing? I want to make sure she's not eating any of my cord. What do you got there? Yo. But there is a real connection between our pets and with their companionship, and they just seem to see right through you sometimes. And I think taking that moment to take the blessings, to take her to this pet blessing event, it was really reminds us about the connection that we all have between, us as human, animals. Where's she at? Sorry. Start over. And I think it's not just a ritual that we went to yesterday. It's about a moment of connection. A moment of connection is about us as humans, nature, and animals. And that we're all part of a big, I don't know what you want to call it, universe or cosmos or spiritual. I don't know what you want to call it, because everybody's got their own beliefs. But they really do symbolize unconditional love, loyalty, and joy. I mean, sometimes this dog just she drives me crazy sometimes. Let me tell you what she just did. Let me just show you. I had to take this off camera. Now, I don't know what this belongs to, but I'm going to find out. And she got upset with me because I took it away from her. Now, this dog has gone through, this is now my second cord that she's gone through. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I don't know what it plugs into. Obviously, it doesn't have to do with anything we got going on here, because we're still up and running. But still, I mean, look, I can really get really upset. I can get really ticked off about it. But the thing is, she's a dog. What am I going to do? I'm sure I've got a ton of cords. I just now have to keep an eye on her. I got a ton of cords. I'm going to go ahead and replace it. And I'm going to go out after I leave here, finishing this recording. I'm going to show Big Dog. Look what the Luna did. But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they're just like kids. Not that my kid ever did that. My kid never, ate through a cord. They're just mischievous, and you got to keep an eye on them, because you never know what they're going to get into. I'm just saying. But anyway, it was nice to go to that event. It kind of, and the fact that it was at a funeral home kind of helped remind us about us being here, why we're here, the time that we have here, to appreciate, to have some gratitude, even for the small things and the small creatures, just like my Luna, and just to have appreciation for them, and take time to appreciate and take a breath and know it's okay. I know sometimes I can just, at night, Big Dog tends to go to bed earlier than me. I'm a night owl, so I'm up, a little late. And I'm keep looking down because she's in between my legs underneath my desk, and I want to make sure she's looking at me and not looking the other way. She's looking the other way. This could be happening again. But, it's just knowing that she's there, she wants to, there comes a point in time during the evening that she wants to sit right next to me in my recliner. So she nudges it, but she has to be invited. She knows not to jump up unless she's invited. So once I tell, okay, I'm now settled. Go ahead, Luna. You can go ahead and take my lap right here. And then she sleeps there. And I can just, rub her. And, sometimes she just looks at me with those brown eyes of hers. And, it's just, I don't think I've ever had quite a connection with an animal like I have with her. And, we walk through the house and Bruce says, oh man, just like Velcro. Now I understand what they mean by a Velcro dog. Because she's right there. And that's what I used to see with Big Dog and Jet. It's a connection that they tend to have once they find they're human. And I feel so fortunate that she sees me as her human, because it also allows me to take time. She allows me to stay, she reminds me to stay in the moment. And I think this is what pets do. They remind you of that we're part of something bigger than just us. They remind you to take a breath and know that it's okay. They remind you that somebody's there when maybe you don't feel like anybody's there. They remind you that sometimes it's the small things, that can give you relief and you not even know it. So it was nice to be able to take her, nice to be able to show some appreciation, and also to go out there with her and just take the time with her. They even had a news crew out there. I'm going to put the link of the news crew. I didn't know that they caught me and Big Dog out there in the news crew. But it was really, really nice to be able to take her. And I'm glad that we did. But here's a quote again. Let me read it one more time. Because really, I got to see what she's doing down there. Dogs are proof that some souls come to us already perfect. They don't need words to teach us loyalty, love, or forgiveness. They carry it in their wagging tails and warm eyes. They're not just pets. They're reminders that a world full of chaos, there's still something pure and profoundly special. And I think that's what we want to be able to do, is take the time to realize that, we're not alone. And if you're fortunate to find your pup or your cat, because my kids grew up with dogs, because their dad or I didn't. I grew up with cats. He wasn't a cat lover. I didn't have a problem with it. I grew up with cats, but they didn't really do anything for me. They may now, I don't know. But I always had dogs. And my kids, my son was in back east going to school. He wanted to have a pet, but he knew he couldn't. His concern was a dog would take too much time, and he wasn't always going to be at his place. So he got himself a cat. Great companionship, but cats are a totally different breed of animals. And then again, with my daughter, living in an apartment, sometimes it's easier to have cats. So they've got 2 cats, and my son had 2 cats. They just lost their puss not too long ago. But they're cat people. I think I would be surprised eventually my daughter gets a dog. But right now they just got cats. But even the same thing, they provide a form of companionship. You can sit there and you can pet the cat, hear it purr, and it can be calming to some people, And same thing with a dog. So if you're fortunate to find whatever creature can help you be at peace and you find some calmness in, and just let you know that you're not alone, you're one of the fortunate ones, So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed my little talk about Luna's blessing. I don't know about now once I get down there and find what the heck she's doing. But let me go ahead and read that quote to you one more time. And like I said, if you're lucky enough to find a 4-legged creature, or even whatever little critter kind of sings to you, I hope you appreciate them, because I'm sure they appreciate you. And here we go. Dogs are proof that some souls come to us already perfect. They don't need words to teach us loyalty, love, or forgiveness. They carry it in their wagging tails and warm eyes. They're not just pets. They're reminders in a world full of chaos. There's still something pure and profoundly special. That's right, folks. That's what our dogs can do. All right? So, I think that's it for today. It was not too long, a little short one, but I wanted to say, let me get my little because it is. Did you see? Did you see him? I'm trying to get into my. Let's see if we get in focus there. Can you see my glass? There it goes. Get it in focus here because it is the time of year. We gotta start getting ready. You know what I'm saying? For spooks, for goblins and ghouls and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, you folks have a good one. Remember to say tits up. And until next time, ciao. Thanks for coming, folks. Cheers. Salute.
We're getting ready. Getting ready at the dance floor. So turn the lights on. You know just what we're here for. We're moving like